Hello, thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've reviewed a lot of these. Too many, probably. But trust me, this one stands out. It caught me off guard, in a good way. Before we get started, there's a special discount if you're interested. The link is in the description and also in the top comment. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer finds this electric bike to be a solid choice and would definitely recommend it to others. Our client noted its compact size, feeling a bit smaller than a standard mountain bike, which makes it quite manageable. They were genuinely surprised by its performance, mentioning it's much faster than anticipated, with plenty of power for tackling hills and even reaching impressive speeds on descents. The battery life seems reliable. It was used for about an hour of riding before the first bar of charge even dropped. For commuting to work, this client finds it perfect, as it eliminates any worry about being late and has extra power in reserve when needed. Putting this electric motorcycle together was a straightforward process that took about an hour, even without relying on the instructions. A crucial tip they offered is to go over and tighten every single bolt, including the ones that came pre-assembled from the factory, to ensure everything is secure. They also suggest using power tools for the handlebars to get them properly tightened. One small annoyance is a persistent squeaking sound that occurs when simply pushing the bike, though it's generally quiet during operation aside from the sound of acceleration. While it's advertised for all-terrain use, this client disagrees with that claim. They found the tires tend to slip on rocky surfaces and in the rain. Furthermore, the chain seemed to struggle on bumpier ground, suggesting it's not well suited for rough trails. Despite these limitations for off-road use, the overall feeling is that this machine offers great value. For someone looking for a powerful and reliable ride for commuting on roads and smoother paths, it gets the job done exceptionally well.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer considers this electric bike to be one of the best purchases they have made in a long time, quickly finding it an essential part of their daily routine. Our reviewer has been using it for their daily commute to work and finds the experience to be fantastic, describing it as having all the fun of riding a traditional bicycle, but without any of the strenuous effort. Upon arrival, the assembly process for this machine was relatively straightforward. However, this client did encounter a minor issue right away, as the throttle seemed to be a bit glitchy and wasn't functioning correctly. They reached out to the seller through the online marketplace where it was purchased to explain the problem. The customer support experience that followed was excellent. A response came within a day, and a new replacement throttle was immediately sent out to resolve the issue, leaving a very positive impression. In terms of construction, this full suspension electric bike feels quite solid and well built, though our reviewer notes that only time will truly tell how it holds up to continuous use. For now, the build quality inspires confidence. One of the most impressive features has been the battery life. This user is able to ride back and forth to their job all week, with some extra casual riding included, all on a single charge, which they found to be incredibly convenient and impressive. Based on this thoroughly positive experience, from the performance to the customer service, this reviewer would highly recommend this e-bike, feeling certain that others would enjoy it just as much as they have.
Fantastic. Now, let's see what insights our next reviewer has to offer.
This reviewer recently shared their experience with a new electric motorcycle, detailing several key aspects from assembly to riding performance. Our reviewer noted that the initial setup of this e-bike was surprisingly straightforward, not requiring an overwhelming number of parts. In fact, they managed to put the whole machine together in under an hour, which suggests a user-friendly design for those who might not be mechanically inclined. Moving on to the riding experience, this client initially had a slight concern about the battery performance. On their first outing, after riding approximately 4 miles, they observed the battery indicator had dropped significantly, leading to an initial thought that the battery might be faulty. However, after fully charging the electric bike overnight, a subsequent 4-mile ride yielded a much different result. This time, even while operating at almost full speed consistently and without pedaling, the battery level remained at its maximum. This positive discovery led our reviewer to conclude that the initial issue was simply a matter of needing to fully charge the battery before its first use, rather than any defect with the bike itself. Beyond the battery, this reviewer praised the overall handling and weight of the electric motorcycle. They found it to be light and easy to maneuver, which contributes significantly to a comfortable and enjoyable ride. However, one specific observation was made regarding its suitability for carrying a passenger. Our reviewer attempted to ride with another person, noting that the space became quite tight. The restricted positioning meant they couldn't fully straighten their arms, and the additional push from the passenger put a considerable strain on their arm muscles. While the bike performs well for a solo rider, it seems less ideal for consistent two-person use, suggesting it's primarily designed with a single occupant in mind.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Catch you in the next one.